Hi.
Hello.
Lynn, how are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I know, me
too. And we're doing this finally. And it's the holidays.
It's the holidays.
And we love the holidays.
Yes, we do.
So, let's just, dive straight into it.
Let's do it.
But first, tell us something about yourself.
Okay, well, let's see here. I was born and raised in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska, which I loved, but it gets cold and dark in the winter, which I don't love. Like I have trouble with the light here, like it, when it changes. So I am very appreciative of that. But Alaska was great growing up. I played outside a lot, and my parents are still there. But Colorado's fantastic, and I sang for a while, which was fun, and I did some voiceover work, and then I started acting, which I love. Yeah, got a couple kiddos and they're rad.
Oh, wow.
That's me.
That's awesome. You've had so many. So from your music career, like what drew you to music?
I've always loved to sing. My first memories were of singing, and so I always wanted to be a singer. And I sang with a couple of groups out here, which was fun. I had my own group for a little while, which was fun. And that was all I wanted to do. And I loved it, but it was very competitive. So we had the chance to move abroad. We decided at that time to start a family. And when he came back, I decided to be a stay-at-home mom, which was awesome. It was very hard. And then I got into voiceover because I wanted to start doing,
your voice. Yeah.
Yes, being a stay-at-home mom is awesome, but I wanted to do. It's hard to watch everyone around you,
I get you.
So I get to use my voice again.
Yay! Yeah. Okay, and now you're acting.
Acting.
And you're
We're
awesome
acting.
at it too. Yeah, we are acting, and you are such an amazing artist. And
I gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you. And we had so much fun in class, and it's been so great to know you. But moving on to our holiday, side of things. Holidays. So, what's your? Do you have like a holiday tradition, like a favorite holiday tradition as a child for your children? Anything?
So we definitely do the whole elf on the shelf thing, which is awesome to a degree. It's a little stressful. But growing up, my favorite tradition was like piling into the car with my brother and my parents. And the closer to the holidays, the better. But driving around and just looking at like all the amazing holiday displays, I love that. Like we always had lights up and I loved that. But I don't know, seeing what people do, whether you're, critiquing them nicely or appreciating them. But yeah, we like grab a Christmas cookie, and nowadays you do that. And so we do that with our kids, but they've taken it to another level, and they like want to go out like every other night, even if we've like seen a bunch of lights. So sometimes we'll kind of walk around the block. And then we'll take a drive up a few blocks. And then a few days later, we'll take another drive and spread it out. It's like so intense. Yeah, whatever we do, my children crank it to 10. But that's probably my favorite. Yeah.
That's a great.
Do you do that?
We actually do that. We drive around. I haven't like actively thought about it, but it's so fun to see what everyone has put up in their backyards or front yards rather, and it's just so pretty. And I think the inner child of everybody comes alive during the holidays, and they just let go and they like overdo it sometimes, and I love it. I love like how people get excited about these things that they loved as we grow up, we kind of lose that a little bit, and then holidays give us a chance to kind of revisit
Be a kid again, for sure.
Be a kid again, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. Okay, so we're off to a great start.
When is it not?
I know, right? So tell me, do you have like a favorite Christmas movie? I know a lot of people diss them, but I mean, I'm one of those people who like, if it is a decent enough movie, I would love it. So.
My favorite holiday movie is Home Alone. I love it. It's so good. As a kid, I loved it. I mean, it's Home Alone, And now being older, it's just different being older though. Like, they're so mean to Kevin. Like, the scenes, like, I'm like, oh my God, like, who lets their uncle call them a jerk? I'm like, what's your cheese? So we actually skipped through that scene. Like, every year, like, it's too much. But it's hilarious. I mean, Marv and Harry are hilarious. And also, it's different because, like, as a kid, you're like, they stepped on a nail, they fell on their backs, they singed their hand and got a 3rd-degree burn. Now it's like, oh my God, they're back. Oh my God. You're just like, but it's hilarious. So my kids like it now that we have to like give warnings, be like, that's not actually real. You can't, like, you couldn't do that, somebody would die. So
yeah, of course.
Somehow we like knew
don't
it.
Get too creative.
But I'm like, don't do that. Don't put micro machines down. But Home Alone. And I know we were talking about it earlier, but Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Alan Rickman and Bruce Willis and it's good. It's good.
So
Holiday fun.
I know. Wow.
So it's 2 ends of the spectrum, kind of.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just great. It's just like we have like a movie, like people have some books. Like I know a friend who reads what's that book? Emily Bronte's.
I'm
Emma.
not good with the classics.
I think Emma. She reads it every holidays, and it's just a beautiful tradition too, right?
It
like
is.
A favorite movie. Okay, moving on. What's your favorite holiday food?
I was thinking about this the other night.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was gonna say Christmas cookies because, like, who doesn't? Yeah. My mom makes the best Christmas cookies. And growing up, they're so good. She just has this old school like cookie book, but they're so good. She uses all the right ingredients right now. Doesn't skim. But food, Cioppino. It is. Have you had it before?
No.
There's a bunch of versions, but my family's Italian, and it is an Italian dish, and I think it comes from like the dish of the 7 fishes, which is more traditional. And I think it may have come out of like San Francisco, the Italians that moved to San Francisco. I've heard that anyway. But it is basically a pasta and then a red sauce with a bunch of different seafood in it. So like whitefish and clams and mussels and shrimp and crab and whatnot. So my dad, we started like cooking this when we were younger. He'd had it like as a kid. And so we started cooking it, and it was like this all-day affair. Yeah. It was so fun. And he would, bust out a bottle of wine. I couldn't, obviously. Like a Coke or something, hot chocolate.
Maybe when no one was looking.
Yeah, I know, right? But I loved it. It was just like a date. We were just home all day, just gradually, stirring and adding, the fish. And then when you eat it, you have these, like, massive bowls and, like, this dishcloth on you because it's just stuff everywhere. Yeah. And you're cracking, like, the crab and getting it all prepped. It takes, like, 20 minutes to like prep your dish until you eat, like, but and then once you do though, it's just so good. And leftover Cioppino is just awesome. Yeah. So I think it's my favorite.
You do love it.
It's good. Well, especially now because I can have wine, so now it's like an all day thing. But we'll have champagne in the morning and wine later on. And so my kids won't eat it. My mom doesn't like it, but my husband and I like it, and my dad. My brother, so.
And we were talking earlier, and you said you love stuffing too. With the.
Just like, I like mixes of stuff, which is so funny because as a kid, like, I was one of those people who like didn't want their food to touch, like on a plate, like.
I'm still that kid.
Oh yeah. Which is fine. But I like it when flavors meld. The dish you made me earlier, like the flavors. So stuffing with lots of flavors and spices or herbs or whatever it is meld. But I think that's one of my favorite things. Sometimes we'll add a little kick to the sauce. Sometimes it's not. It's more herb, but it's good. All the flavors.
Oh my god, I'm hungry now.
I know. I'll make a modified version for you sometime. It's super good.
Oh wow. Okay. I always think of, like, I'm a big, like, nostalgia is a useless emotion, I get it, but it's just, like, it doesn't help you with anything, but, like, memories, like, good memories are, like, they just, like, making good memories, and the best memories are when you don't know that you're making really good memories, and you just think of it in retrospect. So, to cut a long story explanation short, do you have, like, a cherished memory?
So it's so funny. I was like kind of thinking about this when we were chatting earlier, and I didn't have a specific like, that one time. But what did come to mind was, so being in Alaska at the heart of winter, the sun in Anchorage is coming up at 10 a.m. and it's hovering 2/3 of the way, and then it's setting at 3:30. So a lot of my memories are like of the darkness. But we had this window upstairs, like off our hallway, and we would have Christmas lights, the traditional ones that like could break, you know, and were all the different colors. And I could reach out and I could touch the lights, and there were also icicles that would hang. And so, and it was just silent because at that time there weren't a lot of people that lived around us. And so I would just open the window and just feel just like the cool air coming in, and sometimes it would be snowing, you know, what you see in the darkness, and then just these glow of the lights just right in front of you. And I would just sit there and just kind of just absorb, just look and listen, you know, and hear like nothing. And it was just beautiful. So I don't know, I would do that a number of times, you know, as long as we had the Christmas lights. I hated when we took like the Christmas lights down because I couldn't do that. But yeah, it was just magical. I'm not sure what it is about it, but that was one of my favorite things.
Wow. That was profound.
Thank you. You make me feel like my answer is really good.
No, it is really like, it is just such a, you know, self like aware, or I don't know, like that moment where you just are really in the present.
Yeah, and like you said, you don't realize you're creating a moment. You're looking out the window and you're enjoying it, but you don't know what's going to stick with you. So I think about it a lot this time of year, actually. Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful, and I hope you get to do that all the time.
I know. I make my husband put up more and more lights every year. It's like, more? Yes. Yep.
I love it. What is life without colors and lights,
exactly.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, with you on that. Wow. So I love living in Colorado, and you know, amazing people that I've met. Like
it's a good state.
Yeah, and it's also like, it's just you know, I think the best of all the experiences just like combined in one state. Maybe, I mean, I don't exactly know why, but I love Colorado. Yeah. You moved to Colorado how many years back?
We graduated here 2000 was when we came to Colorado.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
So it's been a while. So you know more about Colorado than I do. And so what do you like the best about you know, living here, or the holidays here? Like, do you feel a difference, or is it the same?
So it's so funny. So growing up in Alaska was awesome. I loved it. It was great. I spent a lot of my time outdoors. Wonderful, wonderful people. I love that it's not so cold and dark here. I am like a creature of the sun.
Okay.
I need it. Okay. Like I said, like even when, you know, time shifts here, and you know, and we're waking up to darkness, or, you know, it's getting darker, you know, in the evening, it's hard. Like I go through like a minor depression where I'm like flipping on all the lights in our house. I love that we can have like all the lights and decorations here, but it won't be freezing all the time, or there will always be a blanket of snow. Snow's great. Yeah. I like it at certain times, but I love that it's more mild here. Yeah. So it's just my climate. But and then share with Colorado. Colorado's awesome. Yeah. You know, we're in the middle of the lower 48, so it's not too far anywhere. You know, I mean, it's just great. You know, the summers aren't too hot. You know, winters aren't too cold. Got the mountains, got the city. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know of any place that we would honestly like move to. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. We were, I mean, we enjoyed living in Cincinnati too before this, but then Colorado has been a game changer for me, where I finally found my people. Yeah. And it has been great. But the way you should write a book. The way you put it
is just like my mom.
Well, yeah, it's well thought of. Like, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah, so Colorado is definitely your people. You know, like everybody in acting, everybody like pays attention when you walk into the room. Oh my God, she knows so many people. Everyone's so glad to see her. What am I doing wrong?
No, not at all. You're amazing. And yeah, so I guess that's it. Like, you know, I just wanted to get to know you better, and the more, I mean, you know, and get to know what holidays mean to you. And there are not many people who are like crazy about lights or holidays like me.
I love lights.
Yeah, I'm a Hindu. I don't even like celebrate like typically like Christmas and stuff, but I still get so excited. Yeah. So I can't even imagine for you.
You're here, you should.
Yeah,
exactly. I love lights.
Yeah.
They're great. Christmas decorations, lights, Christmas cookies.
Yeah. Do you bake cakes or something?
No, I'm not a good baker.
Okay.
However, I did manage to find the holiday book that my mom has, the cookie book, and I try to recreate those. I can make them. They're not exactly like, for some reason they're not exactly like hers. I don't know why. That's the mom thing.
It's a mom
but
thing.
I can do those because you follow this recipe. But no, so what we'll probably do, I like to actually make gingerbread, like cookies for decorations. And then the house smells like gingerbread for like the next week or so. I love spice. So I will bake for the decorations. I always try to make cookies and whatnot for like teachers and stuff. So we're gonna make gigantic, like jumbo gingerbread cookies this year and decorate them. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah,
I want
cookies are my thing.
pictures.
Okay, yeah, I'll make you one if you like. Yes.
Thank
So
you.
besides that, I know I am not a baker. That eludes me.
So do you make like those gingerbread houses? Or?
Okay, yes, we do. Okay, we have made the gingerbread for that. It's hard though, because you have to, the dimensions have to be like specific, right? And then it can't be soft. Otherwise it starts to collapse under the frosting, which we experienced the first year. It was like a gingerbread heap. So now we buy them because it's a little easier. And the fun part is decorating.
Yeah, the fun part is decorating.
Especially with the kids. They didn't care about the building, the construction. And Patrick was like so specific about the measurements, being all like an engineer. I was like, I just put it up.
Patrick is your husband.
Yes, he is my husband, and he is an engineer, formerly an engineer, so he was very specific about it. I was just like, So we buy them. But this year I actually got a little like gingerbread Christmas village. So my kids and we will each have our own little house to decorate, which I think could go well. Yeah. Do you do gingerbread houses?
No.
Oh, you should. They're fun.
I think I should get started
eat them
with this.
the following weeks. You probably shouldn't, but you do.
Oh wow, okay. This has been so awesome. Is there anything else about the holidays that comes to your mind as we talk about it? Or
the holidays are interesting because there's so much I love about them, and so I try to like keep out of the stress, because it's also like a crazy time of year. So I really just try to focus on keeping it low key. When it snows, when we have our very fortunately rare snowfall, we'll try to go sledding a little bit. We get up and ski a bit, but lights, having some good, wine or, drinks in the evening sometimes, be cozy. We don't have a fireplace, but we have like the Netflix fire on TV. So you're like the crackling.
Yeah, the crackling.
And then you like get a blanket and it kind of feels like you're in front of a fire. So that, and then being with friends like you. So yeah.
Yay. Okay, this is awesome. I am so excited for the upcoming days before it's January and we are all in our productive modes again.
I know, right?
And so thank you for doing
Thank you for
this
having
with
me. I appreciate it. It's always fun to talk with you.
Oh, likewise. And it has been so much fun. So thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.